Now, if you're doing like, aggressive wheel spin, which I really am doing a little drifting, oh, whatever. But if you're doing like a lot of wheel spin, which this car does have because it has a lot of horsepower, really. So you kind of have to keep that in mind when you're depending on what car you're driving, obviously. But this is where you can decrease your. I'm gonna spin out. I'm not a good drifter, but this is where if your car is just excessively, just ridiculous, like so much freaking wheel spin when the throttle is applied, you want to decrease your rear springs. Like with this car, it's got so much freaking wheel spin right now. Can't mess this car. It's my baby. But yeah, you want to decrease the rear, and I've gone crazy low with my right now my championship that I'm hosting, my DTM championship. My Mercedes, I dropped like the springs all the way down to like 200 foot-pounds, which is crazy. And doing that, like I had to raise my bump stiffness up to compensate for the amount of was my bump stiffness? I think it was my bump stiffness or my rebound stiffness. One of them, I can't remember. To compensate for the softness of my springs, I was ending up running like after I think 12 laps. My left rear spring was like 3%. But that's enough of that. I'm not gonna deviate from what I'm trying to do here about telling stories. But now, if the car is like too tight when the throttle is applied, at a corner, like the corner is exiting the corner, if the car is just like too tight, you want to increase, like it's got too much grip, I guess, in a sense. Exiting the corner, you want to increase, your rear springs a bit. Now, once you got a good balance of a little wheel spin, but at the same time some grip. But you want to lean more towards the grip, I guess. Coming out of exiting the corner, which you want because you want accelerate out of the corner as fast as possible. You don't want to waste all that power spinning your tires. You reach the ideal goal for your spring rate. Now the basic grip. Now this is the second part of the spring rate. The basic grip, like if the car is too sloppy, like it won't change direction, but it's like having a hard time changing directions, you kind of want to either, you want to increase your front and rear springs equally. You want to increase, if you increase your front springs, by 20 pounds, you want to increase the rear by 20 pounds. Now, if the car is like crazy skittish, like it won't take a set of corners at all, like you just constantly want to spin out in corners, you want to decrease the front and the rear evenly. It's pretty much self-explanatory. Pretty much, once you find that good balance. Oh, Jay is online. Oh, gotta play some Black Ops with him. But anyways, once you find that good balance, of grip, your car can it changes directions, well, that you can handle and everything like that. Like I said, each tune, people buy tunes off of auction house or an auction storefront. Not every tune is made for you. I'm just gonna say that because the way that person may drive for that tune may not work for you at all. I'm just saying. That's why people get mad when they spend X amount of credits on a tune and it's completely garbage to them. But to the person that it was meant for, it's perfect. But anyways, moving on. Now the car balance. Now this is like adjusting like the front and rear spring rate independently of each other can alter the car's oversteer understeer balance. However, it's best left to it's best left to the anti-roll bars and the aero device. You kind of want to try to avoid doing it with a spring rate if you can. But I mean, this is kind of big but. You can still mess with, the car balance with, the springs, obviously. Like if the car is on the steering, mid corner, like midway through the corner, the car is just on the steering, like pulling you to, the wall of death. You want to, either decrease your front springs or increase your rears. You got that either or situation. Same thing with, if the car is oversteering mid corner, and you want to increase. This is where it kind of flips. You want to increase instead of decreasing your fronts. You want to increase your fronts, or you want to decrease your rear springs. And pretty much, once the car is like neutral handling, mid corner, it's good, and everything's good, feels the way you want it to feel. There you go, buddy. You're right there. I just gave like this magical thumbs up to, the person in front of me who's like not there. But oh man, I'm kind of having fun doing this. I hope you guys enjoying this. Hope it's very, informative to you guys. Now, going into your anti-roll bars. Now this is pretty much, it's kind of like once you set it this way, it's pretty much set. This is like a final setup for your anti-roll bar. Same thing with your springs, but you can still go back and adjust things if you need to. It need be really. I mean, obviously tuning, there's no perfect setup. You're constantly changing and altering things, finding the best setup you can possibly, find. Okay, I figured you guys would probably be more entertained by watching this. This is my last race, my DTM series or whatever I'm hosting on Silverstone. You guys can watch this, I guess, while I'm talking. This would be more entertaining, I guess. I got it set up to this guy, Vini Vici Slim. You guys may be familiar with that, the VVV group from Forza 2. They pretty much dominated the leaderboards. But this guy is a cool guy. I admire him. I admire all the guys in here. FGS Smooster, Rear Wheel Drive Rebel. We got Dutch in here. I got, who else? I got the guy named Dodgy. Obviously myself. Who else we got in here? We got Killer Speed. Who else? I can't remember off the top of my head. If I'm missing you, I'm so sorry. But anyways, you guys can enjoy this video as I'm, talking about these other things. But where was I? I was at anti-roll bars. Anti-roll bars, pretty much, if your car is oversteering, not really, I won't say oversteer. Well, it will oversteer, obviously, but your car, like, on the stairs in low, medium corners, like not medium corners, but like low, medium speed corners, like below 80 miles an hour. Yeah, in corners are like 80 miles an hour. Pretty much, if it's understeering, you want to decrease your front anti-roll bars or increase your rear anti-roll bars. But if it started to oversteer in the those low and medium speed corners, or either below 80 or 100 miles per hour, really, you want to increase your front anti-roll bars or you want to decrease your rear anti-roll bars. So it's pretty much, once like I said, you find that good common ground, the car is neutral, handling, mid corners, you're good, you're golden. Now, when it comes to the anti-roll bars, doing, curbs and bumps like that, like if the car is becomes unstable when it touches a curb, there are going to be some tracks where there's nothing you can do. Those curbs are just going to destroy your anti-roll bars. You can adjust your anti-roll bars all you want, and the car will still be unstable if it touches that curb. There's just nothing you can do about it. But if the car, there will be times when you won't run into that. But if the car does become unstable when touching curbs and everything like that, you want to decrease the front and the rear anti-roll bars evenly. You don't want to decrease one more than the other. You want to make sure it's evenly being dispersed. Like I said, if you're doing one, 2, if you're doing the front, 2 or whatever, to the left, you want to do the rear 2 to the left. Now, if the suspension travel hits the maximum when it touches the curb, you might want to increase your anti-roll bars, like increase them, obviously equally, the front and the rear. And when the car, when you're running over curbs or whatever, and the car is stable, it doesn't like mess you up in any way, you're good. You've set your anti-roll bars, you know, to where it needs to be.